I went ahead and bought everything that I could think of for tufting, all the supplies, so this way we can go through a guided tour together. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Tuft Happens. My name is Paul. I am a creator. Um, I've been creating content for about 2.5 years now at this point on other channels. And so let me kind of give you a little backstory. So about 6 months ago, I came across a tufting channel, and it just blew my mind all the different creative things that you could make with tufting. So I followed them different channels for about 6 months. Um, and then recently, a few weeks ago, around Christmas time, I had a rug that I was going to have a friend of mine make for another friend, and they didn't have the time, whatever. Things just didn't pan out. So I thought, what a better time for me to get into tufting, and I'll just make their Christmas present myself. It'll be a little bit late, but we'll go ahead and get it done. So that's where we're at now. Now, I don't have, this video is going to be more of a, this is what I've purchased so far, and if you can think of anything that I'm missing, go ahead and put it below in the comments. Or maybe you think that I bought something that I didn't need. Again, put that below in the comments too. This channel's all going to be about learning my entire journey from day one of tufting till day whatever 1500 if we go 5 years. We're going to see how it goes. When I get into something, I tend to go all in on it, and that's really what I've done with tufting. As a matter of fact, the only reason why I'm not starting this project tonight is because I don't need my gun yet. I purchased the gun from Claw Labs, and it's still in shipment. It should be here tomorrow. I did go ahead and get a lot of the supplies that I needed, so this way when it got here, I was ready and prepared. So, and that's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to try my best to put prices probably up over here in this corner um, of each thing, and then maybe I will try and do like a total list of the price. Some of the things may not be the cheapest, but it's what I felt that I wanted for tufting. So there could be a cheaper way to do it. Um, I'm not 100% sure. Again, we're learning together. I'm learning with you, or you're teaching me, one of the two. These are in no particular order either. So the first thing is going to be the Gorilla Glue Gun, hot glue gun, and the Gorilla Glue Sticks. The next thing that we have is the twill tape. So this way we want to make sure that we're making products, whether it be for us or a friend or family member or something that we decide to sell, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure that we're making nice quality rugs. And I feel like putting the twill tape, and we'll go over this when we do the tufting videos, when I go to put on the backing and everything else of how we're going to use it. I'm sure if you've been following the other tufting channels and you've seen them use twill tape. So we are going to use it to try and help get those really nice waterfall edges on the rugs. So we'll see how that goes. Next, we got the lint shaver and lint scrapers. Most of the stuff that we have came from Amazon. A couple things came from Michael's when we went to go get yarn. Full transparency, we did buy, I don't know, probably 15 skeins of yarn for the one project that we're doing. I don't know if it'll be enough. We'll have to see as we go. I don't have an image of what we're doing yet, so we'll do that in the next video when we do our first tufting rug video. But they were about $4.99, $5.99, and then they were buy one, get one half off. So I don't have the receipt for those anymore to know how much we purchased them for. So, and it's so hard to, because we wanted to get more than enough. So there's no way that we can put into value like how many rugs it'll be. We also got scissors, some sharp rug scissors, so this way when we're going for carving, we can go ahead and get those, we can get the different color fibers separated easier, so that this way it's easier to when I go and do the carving. And I say we because I don't know Alicia's plans. So Alicia's my girlfriend. I don't know if she plans on doing the channel. I don't know if she plans on just making surprise guest appearances, or if she wants nothing to do with it. We'll have to see how it goes. Again, this is kind of like on a whim, like, hey, we're going to do this. So the other thing we bought, or the next thing we bought, the projector. So we can go ahead and project the image onto the canvas. So we can go ahead and get that traced out. The next thing we bought was a trimmer. So this way we can do all of our carving. And last but not least that we bought from Amazon is gloves. Because I just feel like I'm going to be able to get the glue on the back of the rug better with putting it on by hand rather than scraping it on with a scraper. Just my opinion. Again, my opinions could change. Like, this is all new to me. So my initial reaction was that's what would be best for me. We'll see how it goes. And then, which this came before the Claw Labs gun, is I got a combo pack, a fabric combo from Claw Labs. That'll include the backing and the canvas for their frame. Thank you. For their frame. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to continue this video tomorrow. Once I get the Claw Labs gun, we'll do like an unboxing of that. So this way you can see what comes in the box. Possibly how easy it is to set up will depend on how much time I have tomorrow for that. But we'll try and get all that done too. So until tomorrow when Future Paul is here, we're going to go out for now. And we'll see you in just a little bit.
2,000 years later.
It's here. The box is finally here. First job with the new scissors. Open the box. Well, let's see what this bad boy's got in store. Trying to do this without put a lot of tape on this damn thing. There we go. All right. All right. Well, let's see. We've got some of the stock yarn that came with it. I'll have to compare that to my yarn that I bought and see how similar it is. We got some backing. This is the small amount of backing that comes with it. Like the test backing, I guess would be the best way to put it. We have the tufting gun. And then foam, very important. This is the frame. Alrighty. We have the material for the canvas. Instructions, probably won't use. All right. So I've watched enough videos on this that it seems very, very easy to put together. So the tools that come with it. The rest of the frame, or more of the frame, I should say. and the rest of the frame. I don't think there's anything else in here. Nope, nothing else in here. We just toss this over there. First thing we're gonna do is take a quick look at the gun. Get that later. Oh, more tape. I really do like this case that it came in. That is nice. All right, let's see. Like the big reveal. Oh, there we go. It's very lightweight even with the case. Wow, this is super lightweight. That doesn't take much at all. So it does hook up with a electrical plug and a USB-C to USB-C, which it looks like it'll be long enough for me to plug into my closest plug, which is good. But it's got USB-C to USB-C. And it also comes with a European adapter too. So let's start getting this frame together and then get tufting. All right, let's get all this stuff out of its wrapping so we can figure out what goes where. Helps if you take it out the right way. So this is going to be up top. All right, so that's going to go like this. So we've got to have a part, which is going to be this one. So we're going to have to line these up. Flat part on the bottom. All right. So we're going to put this part into here. Maybe. Maybe we'll put that part into there. Nope, maybe the other side. Yeah. Maybe, maybe. Nope, that doesn't go there either. Oh. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. These bars look very similar. I picked up the wrong one. I think. Or did I not? Yeah. These ones have holes in them. The other one does not. So let's see. Okay. Maybe we are going to need the instructions. All right, let's see. C crossbar, D crossbar, E crossbar, F crossbar. They all look the damn same. Place rods A and B on a flat surface. Okay. So these are A and B. Move that over to there. Okay. Ensuring the bottoms are aligned manually. Making sure that the bottoms are aligned. So the bottoms are here. So they are as aligned as they're going to get sitting on this table right now. Manually rotate the internal protrusions or knobs as shown in the diagram until all four are in the correct position. So it looks like these have to be up like that is what it looks like. Okay, so it's saying to make sure that these are setting down this way with the flat part here up. That's what it say on all four of them. So let's get these to, that one goes there. These ones just turned. You don't need the knob for these. They literally just do it on their own. All right. So we're going to have to lay that down that way because that doesn't lay flat like the other one does. Okay. All right. Fully insert 2 crossbars C assembled into the protruding side of rod A. Okay. Okay, so these are the ones with the holes. Okay, so it's saying that this is going to go into here. I tried that before and it didn't work. Maybe I just had it the wrong way. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's these other ones. But they all do look very similar. But it does have the one with the holes. There we go. All right. So that was just user error, is what that was. Perfect. Alrighty. Now we're cooking with butter. I think this is going to be one of those, once you figure out how those rods go in, everything else is going to be pretty much a piece of cake. That's what it seems like. Alright, so we'll do the same thing with this. Because that's what it say to do. Getting it in there is the problem, though. I mean, I guess that makes sense, though. It's just, it's going to be such a tight squeeze. It's really just getting it aligned is really what it's going to boil down to. Yep. Fits right in. Perfect. this. And of course this one came out. There we go. Perfect. Insert rod E, curve side up, into the upper groove of rod A. All right, so that rod is going to be, where did I put, oh, right here. I believe this is the right one. Let me see. Rod E, curve side up. We're going to figure this out. It says curve side up, but that's not going to be... Oh, I know what it's saying. Okay. So it's actually got to be this way is what it seems like. It was, I just had the wrong side facing up. It'll be easier to do it this way. I don't want to turn those and put those out of whack because they probably need to be there in that certain spot throughout this entire process. You know, once this goes in the right way, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm such a schmuck. But I don't see where this is saying to put it in at, is the problem. Okay, so these are identical. So I have the right rod. There's nothing... Oh, this one's got a little higher of an edge. No, it really doesn't. So this would have been a lot better if they would have labeled, like put sticker labels on each one, because the way I'm going to show you on the camera here, the way it shows, it's very difficult to see which rod is which, or which rod letter is which. So, okay, this one I know is E because it's got a little bit bigger of a lip that I can actually see on here. So the one we're working on right now, eels, we already did that part. Rod E, which is the one with the lip, right? Yes, which is the one with the lip. Okay, curve side up into the upper grooves of rod A. Okay, so rod A is going to be this rod over here, because it's only got the one wheel on it. So I guess, I mean, that's a way that you can decipher them, but it's still not the easiest thing. So D and E. Okay, so this right here, because if you see, this one's got a little lip right here where my finger's on. So because of that lip, that denotes this as E. Now, we just have to see, E's going to go into this one at first. Insert rod E, curve side up, into the upper groove of rod A. To the upper groove, which is, I mean, that's a groove, but that's the feet of it, I think. So unless it's talking about right here, but then Curve side, circle. Let me see if, I wonder. That one, so 2, that's a C. So the ones with the holes are C. Make sure we have C in the right place. A, B. Yes, we do have C in the right place. The C's are in the right place. So we do have the bars correct. Aligning it with the inner circle of rod A, which is right here. Unless it goes... No, it doesn't go like that. Make sure this is orientated correctly. Okay, yeah, so it goes into the insides. It says it slides in, but it looks like it slides in this way, but it actually slides in these two things right here, these two ends. You got to leave them about 2 centimeters out, and then it'll slide on the inside to the inside. So that's why it was being so difficult. Alrighty, let's see. The screw holes on the rods face upward, which these are. Okay, that one's in. Screws seem to go in pretty well. Oh, that's really okay. Wait a minute. All right, so these screws, here's the hole right here on top. It takes a second for the screws on thread to find it. Okay. All right. All right, one more screw. Hey, comes the next one backwards. All right. Without tufted fabric on the F rod, align the screws on 2 G components. The hell's a G component? Oh, those are these. Both ends of rod F, which is this. One right here that's got like the Velcro on it. Says they snap into place. If they do snap, they definitely don't snap very easily. But it looks like it's just 2 screws. I wonder if it's the same screwdriver. No, it's not. There we go. Snap it in that way against the table. That works. All right. All right, this is the tufted fabric. With tufted fabric on the F rod, if the slots are partially covered, carefully align the screws on the G components with the notches. Gently rotate the G components and insert them until the screws snap into place, which we just did. Okay, so that just says if you put the thing on first. Okay. All right. Well, Now it looks like we're ready to clamp this thing on the table. Now the problem that I might run into with this table is it has a lip on the bottom. It's not completely flat. So we're going to see how that goes. Oh, it is up against it. I was like, wait a minute, there's a gap. There's only a gap because of the lip, because of the bottom of the lip. So we're going to want to make sure this is fully there, and then screw this on pretty tight. I thought maybe these sides were the wrong way, but it looks like we'll get that point when we get to it. Yeah, it looks like it's the right way. Okay, well, let's see. Place the frame on the tabletop. Rotate knob 1. It does seem pretty sturdy. Alright, it's fastened to the table. I'll make sure I can't get it any tighter. I don't want to break it, but I want to make sure it's super, super tight. So I would say either tighten them both at the same exact time. Oh yeah, that's tight. Okay. Okay, so that's right. All right. Rotate knob 2 to position the movable rod E behind rod C1 with the curve facing down. Then rotate knob 4. Okay, so based on these instructions, up here is knob 2 and down here is knob 4. Movable rod D in front of rod C2. Okay, so one of these needs to be in front of the other one, but it doesn't really say which one needs to be where. Okay. Oh. All right, so knob 2 is the top to position the movable rod E behind rod C1. Okay, so this one in the back is the movable one, which looks like it's in that position already. All right, and then the movable one down here is also going to be behind the movable rod D in front of rod C2. So this is the movable one here. So we're going to have to turn this to where it's like that. That's what it looks like. That's probably where the fiber goes through. The fabric goes through, not fiber. Let's see. Step 4. Pull the left and right handles. Upward and to the highest point. Okay, these. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. To the highest point. And it says pinch the springboard and the riser bar as shown. Apply pressure in the direction of the arrow to secure the springboard. I don't know what the springboard is unless they're talking about this right here. In the direction of the arrow, but the only arrow I see is this slider over here. I don't see what other arrow it's talking about. I mean, I guess that's right. So those go up. So the part that we're on right now is right there. I figured out the top part. It's the bottom part we're trying to figure out. Maybe that's the only part. We're going to see here how this goes. Next step is to get the fabric on. So the Velcro here at the top, this Velcro right here, is where the fabric is supposed to start. You want to make sure that you have it the right way. And the right way puts the lines going, the orange lines going up and down. So we're going to do this. Try and line it up as best we can. And then you're going to turn it over and roll it. This seems to be the best way to do it, from what I've seen. We want to make sure that we have enough leeway on enough area on both sides for this to go through. I do like the design of this, for the most part. I do like the design of this frame, because it seems like it'll get it tighter than you really ever could on any other frame that you build, because it'll tighten the rods. So I'm going to put that on there and then roll it. You want to try and make sure you're rolling it evenly though. Seems like it gives you an okay amount, at least enough in the free portion for probably one small rug and then like a tester. I definitely did not put this on straight. I have to unroll it again. Make sure it gets on straight. Definitely some, like, it would have been nice if this fabric, at least the test fabric, would have come already on the bar. But maybe I'm the only idiot that can't get it to line up correctly. I don't know. It would be nice if the bar was a little bit wider. Doesn't seem like it would have been too hard to make it a little wider. But what do I know? All right. So, literally going to go like, I was trying to give it a little bit of overlap, but you really can't. It's going to be pretty much edge to edge with maybe like a centimeter out on each side is what it looks like. Or it's going to be almost the exact same size, the width of the fabric. So you really need to make sure that everything is, it's going to be rolled up very tight. And like there's no room for error on the rolling. So let's see if I line up. This seems like it may help. So as you're rolling, you can see here the line and then the line there. And if you just kind of keep your eye on one line and make sure it's aligned, it should essentially, it seems like it should roll up pretty straight that way if you use that as a guide. Pro tip from a beginner that doesn't know what he's doing. Let's see if that helps or if that works. Seems like it might. I mean, it's like we've got a little bit more room on this side over here, but not much. Like, just seems that they would have made this thing, like the whole thing, like maybe like a ½ inch wider. It would have been easier. But who am I to say? And maybe once we get it up there, it'll be just fine. Having a little bit of room on the edge. All right, we're gonna see if this will work. We have like so much extra room on this one side over here compared to this one. It's not rolled up completely evenly, but we might be able to get this to work. Let's see. We got to get one side. Yeah, that's going to be the problem. We got to get one side, both sides to sit in here. And we're not going to be able to do that with this side over here. I don't think so, because I think if we pull this, yeah, that's not going to work. Not going to work. All right, well, we're going to unroll it again. I think it is still, well, let's see, before I open the mouth and insert foot. Let me see. This has enough to go in. We can go in there. Let's see if we can go in here. You gotta kind of pull it out a little bit, it seems. There we go. I mean, it's bunched up a little bit on the ends, but that still may work. So, it seems to me like it would just flow through. Pull the fabric off the rod and pass the fabric edges through the gaps between the top and the bottom. So, I go here. Excuse the squeakiness of my chair. I'm waiting on a new one. Should be here in a couple days. All right, so let's get some slack on this. It's not rolling easily because of the extra fabric. I wonder if I can just roll it this way a little bit. All right, put this back there. This up here. And roll it down here, feed it in through here in the bottom, through these gap in these bars. That was a pain in the butt to find out how to get in there. Eventually we'll make our own frame, but for right now this will work. For the first project that we are doing, this should work. Actually, this is the perfect size, which it's pretty small, but for what we're working on, it's actually going to be pretty perfect size. So, I get this down here, this down here. Okay. So now, I think I still want a little bit more fabric on the bottom. Yeah, that's perfect, I think. The question is, though, ooh. Well, now the instructions over on the other side. I couldn't reach them. All right. Rotate the lower knob 4 counterclockwise, 1 full turn. About 7 centimeters beyond the bottom of the crossbar. Well, I mean, that seems about right. Rotate the lower knob 4 counterclockwise, 1 full turn. Oh, I went too far. I went too far, more than 1 full turn. And now, okay, so it's got a button here to kind of release it, which is good, in case you screwed up like I did. So let's get the fabric back in there again. It's got some learning curves to it, but I mean, all in all, I think it's a great product, it seems, so far. I think could have been a couple of areas for design that could have been a little bit better, or a little bit easier, but I'm not an engineer, so who am I to say? But only a couple of snafus, it seems. Okay, so now it says 1 full turn counterclockwise. So we gotta wait for this button to come back to us again. Perfect. That's 1 full turn counterclockwise. Okay. Fasten the left and right springs to secure the fabric edges. Now this is where we might run into a problem. Left and right springs to secure the fabric edges.